What's good, guys? It's your boy CS. So today we're going to be looking at the Brett, Ponke, and Kaspa charts in a bit more detail. I'll pull up the Brett chart then first and see where we're at. So, as you may recall, I think I'd actually put this on my Twitter. I put two clips into this yesterday at around 1069 and 107. So, if we look where we were yesterday, put it on the 15 minutes. I basically got in around here, and again, it's just this demand zone where we didn't even get back here under 1 billion market cap, under $0.1. And so the demand was just so high here, that you could almost make an argument, a case that actually the support zone on a local time frame was actually around this region. And so that's one of the reasons I actually was going to DCA in here, all the way up in here, if we ever got down there. But as you can see, Brett has just absolutely skyrocketed from yesterday. And it was a red candle. Remember, I bought in red. I'm pretty sure I bought it when it was like it was minus 1% or something when it got down there, from what I recall. So where are we now? Let's just zoom out. So on the weekly, we've retested this. I'm just going to call it the 1 billion market cap zone a second time. And look, unless we get a bearish engulfing candle, which will bring it all the way back down here, which I don't foresee, I suspect we're going to be retesting the 0.14 levels. And if we can, by the end of this week, get back into that zone, that is just super bullish on Brett. And it is, like I said, it is the most parabolic meme coin chart I've seen thus far. There is nothing that actually compares to Brett in any way. So from what I can see here, we're still in this trend. I mean, I could extend this and say, look, that's where we need to get to. We need to get around here to break out. Where would entries be right now? I mean, you could be buying back in this zone. If you're looking for a long, that'd definitely be a good place to look at. If we're looking at trend lines, well, we've got to break out of this trend line, this diagonal trend line here, before we see a breakout. And I think maybe we've got a pattern here on the trend line where we could just bounce in this symmetrical triangle, come up here, bounce off it, may get a retest back here on the trend line and back in this zone. That would be fantastic for some of you that want to be buying within this zone again, and then come back here, and then we'll see where we go. We either go up or down. Eventually the trend has to move in one trajectory, has to move in one direction, because we're about to finalize this symmetrical triangle, and they do appear on numerous charts. But for Brett, if I'm looking for a buy opportunity, it'd definitely be here. If we ever got back down here, you're very, very lucky. Even if we got something on the trend line, it would be a good entry as well. But yeah, with these parabolic charts, you really can't go wrong with them, because they're just destined to go up. Now let's look at Ponke. Ponke, same thing. We're still within this. I mean, all the charts are very, very similar. So look, we've got this resistance trend line here. And I guess I could just draw another supporting trend line up here, right? Oh. Okay. Cool. So look, we are wicking off this area very, very nicely. If if I wanted to, I could actually just make it like that and wick off. But I mean, at the end of the day, they're coming down to this support zone, this demand zone. Same thing here. Look, demand zone round here. Look at all this that's within this orange support zone. People are buying, they're putting their bids around here. It's only if Bitcoin capitulates again will we see something fall, but nobody can predict the future, right? But I do think we are going to see some upwards momentum over the next couple of weeks. Currently, we're trying to break through this support zone, and we could just chop for a few days here before we break out of this symmetrical triangle. Exact same pattern as Brett. Like I said, all alts will follow a very similar pattern to Bitcoin. There is no distinction. They all practically follow very similar patterns. Yes, there might be the outlier here or there, but for the general most part, when Bitcoin makes a movement, the alts will make a movement. And then obviously we've got final boss resistance up here, which was, very similar to Brett. Within this zone, the final boss resistance. So cool. Let's look at one of my favorite charts. Oh, this is, I have a regret not buying into Kaspa around here. I think it was November time, and it's just moved ever since. And even now, we look like we're gearing up for the 1, 2, 3. So if I just show you this pattern here, it goes 1, 2, 3. And notice the top wicks, they get ever so slightly smaller before we have a poised move to the upside. And very similar, look. Got that wick there. It shortens. And then shortens even more. And now we're here. And I believe we're around this region where we're just about to fly. We're about to fly very soon on Kaspa. Kaspa is the most bullish chart of this cycle thus far. It's at 3-4 billion market cap. Even more bullish than Brett. And again, Brett is the most parabolic meme coin chart. But this is the most bullish chart of them all. But hands down. If I was going to leverage long or use perps, this is the chart to use it, because it's just such an easy chart to get into. Where are we? So we're currently in this zone here, which is, I guess it's the penultimate final boss resistance. This is the final boss resistance. We'll get a rejection here again at some point at the 189.1909 level. So you could even give a little short here, a cheeky short, and we could even just retest here again at 171. We've technically not used it as a flip yet. So when I say flip, normally we want to get a weekly close above and then retest it, see how it holds here, and then boom, go up. May even get a rejection there, as I said, either the first time and then, retest it and then boom. Or you could just, bounce and then finally just rip. Those are the possible bullish scenarios. Obviously, bearish scenario is that we actually break out of this trend here. And I mean, that's so bullish, this trend line. Because we're constantly using it as support. If we did break down, we could just see another, like a flag wedge pattern, and then accumulate around here. I don't think we're going to go back to these levels, because Kaspa's on numerous occasions retested that level at the 099 here, come up, retested, and then we're just using the support trend line as a massive gatekeeper for us to keep moving forward. So those are my thoughts on Kaspa and Brett. And as I said, the Brett trade, because I've just staggered into it, has done me quite well. I'm already up $700, which is pretty decent. I do want to add more to my Kaspa trade, but I just want to see where Bitcoin goes overall. Let's see what we got. Back to 17 grand. I think this was at like 12 grand, 11 grand the other day. So there you go. I'm not touching this trade. I don't need to touch this trade. Even my funding fees, as you can see, are at like $600 on this. Funding fees are at 12. This one $2 because I moved everything from Kraken over to Mexi. But yeah, liquidation prices are still a bit high. Hence why I don't want to enter any more DCA entries just at this present moment. But like I said, guys, always buy red candles no matter what. We are looking quite good actually on all alts, and Bitcoin's moving. I do suspect that we might see a 60k retest today or tomorrow, depending on how we move, because when I checked it before, yeah, we're basically in this region. If we get a retest, 57k retest. So if we come up and come back down, then we can start seeing us, start moving back up to the 60.7k region. I'll just do a quick check on Bitcoin health check. So yeah, we've retested the 4 hourly 20 EMA as support, and from what I can see, the last EMA that we couldn't break through was the 100 EMA. So no doubt, I think by the time that 200 comes to the 60k region, which might be, like I said, over the next couple of days, we might just hit into this 200 EMA as resistance, and then see how that actually plays out. Again, we're not out of the woods yet, because look, we've still not broken past the 200 EMA on the daily. 1, 2, 3 touches and probably 4 touches. If we can get over this today, fantastic. And then on the weekly, well, last week we broke through the 20 EMA, which historically, as I said to you, is during a trend is one of our best friends. So if we were to claim this level, again, this would be super bullish, but we need to get past 61, 62 region, which is doable, because a lot of shorts are coming in right now. So if they get liquidated, yeah, it could be very bullish for Bitcoin and the alts. Okay, hope you guys enjoyed. I'll put another poll together later on.